As the First World War had been fought fiercely since 1914, the Western Front, or the European War Theater, had reached a point of stalemate as armies of fighting countries had dug in their heels in their respective territories. However, armies were quickly moving to capture as many territories as possible in the Eastern Front, which was being fought in the Middle East. The Ottoman Empire, the largest ruling empire in the Middle East, sought to defend its territories against a fierce attack from Allied countries. They were helped by their German allies, who were fighting against Allied countries in Europe. An expeditionary force of Ottoman soldiers assisted by Germans was marching toward Egypt to capture the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal was of immense strategic importance as it was used by the British to transport vital supplies to its troops fighting in Europe from subcontinent and Southeast Asian colonies. Germans thought that if they could seize the Suez Canal and cut off the supply chain, it would dent a huge blow to British war prospects. Therefore, Germans and Ottomans started a Palestine and Sinai campaign in 1915, and they invaded the Sinai Peninsula, which was under British control at that time. Both sides fought several battles during that campaign, and the British were able to retain most of their territories. In 1917, the Desert Column of the British Army was able to successfully recapture the Sinai Peninsula in the Battle of Rafah. Allied forces made advancements and encircled Ottoman armies in the Judean hills after capturing Afullah and Nazareth. However, the capture and liberation of Haifa were very important for any further planned advancements by British-led Egyptian expeditionary forces. It was supposed to be used for landing supplies for British and Egyptian forces so that they could continue to fight. Major events of the Haifa War fought between the British Indian Army and Ottoman forces are as follows. A cavalry division named the 5th Cavalry Division was formed for this attack. It consisted of 3 brigades. 1 Brigade was made up of a British yeomanry regiment. There were 2 British Indian cavalry regiments, Jodhpur Lancers, cavalry regiment led by Major Dalpat Singh Shekhawat and Captain Aman Singh Rathore leading this cavalry division. The 3rd Brigade, called the 15th Cavalry Brigade, consisted of 3 cavalry regiments, i.e. Hyderabad. Singha Rathore is called the Haifa hero, since after Major Dalpat was shot, it was Captain Rathore who rallied the troops and played a decisive role in the liberation of Haifa from the Ottoman Empire. The 15th Cavalry Brigade was sent to capture Haifa on 23 September 1918. Jodhpur Lancers were given the task of defeating the Ottoman and capturing Haifa. The Mysore. Lancers would encircle the town and launch an attack from east and north. During the daytime, a squadron of Sherwood Rangers Yeomanry and the Mysore Lancers used British artillery guns and attacked Austrian light artillery guns on the slopes of Mount Carmel. A squadron of Mysore Lancers undertook an arduous trek and captured the guns on Mount Carmel. On the other hand, Jodhpur Lancers launched a scathing attack on the rear guard of German machine gunners. Jodhpur Lancers attacked the Ottoman position but came under heavy artillery firing. Apart from this, quicksand on the riverbank was making it difficult to move ahead. In this scenario, Jodhpur Lancers maneuvered towards the left on the lower slopes of Mount Carmel and launched a surprise attack on Ottomans. In the ensuing battle, they were able to take control of the post and capture some soldiers. Jodhpur Lancers continued to aggressively attack both German and Ottoman forces. The Mysore Lancers ably supported them, and at the end of this battle, Haifa had fallen to Indian soldiers. Indians lost 8 soldiers, and 34 of them were wounded. They were able to capture 1,200+ soldiers of German and Ottoman troops. Armed with spears and swords, the 15th Indian Cavalry Brigade inflicted a crushing defeat upon their enemy, who were armed with machine guns and advanced artillery. Against all odds, Haifa town was captured following a daring charge by 400 Indian cavalrymen against 1,500 enemy troops armed with heavy artillery and machine guns. 25 Turkish officers and 664 soldiers were captured. 44 Indian soldiers were killed and 34 wounded. The loss in horses was fairly heavy, with 60 killed and 83 wounded. The capture of the well-fortified town of Haifa, no doubt a most extraordinary feat on part of the cavalry, cleared a route for the entry of the Allied forces into the city.